Chase Lee Hockey with the blue futon, and I just saw a movie called Man. Are you a man's man? Are you a man's man? So, Men, what's it about? It's a very simple premise, actually. We have a female. Something tragic has happened in her past, and now she wants to go in the countryside in Britain and just be peaceful for the next 2 weeks. However, something's haunting her. Is it real? Is it hallucinogenic? What is happening to these men? So, this, movie is different. Think of the director, Ex Machina, Annihilation. Comparing all three of them, Ex Machina is the most grounded movie. Then you have Annihilation with the ending with vibrant colors that I still don't understand that movie. And now we have this movie called Men. Do I understand this movie? Yes. But does it work? To me, not so much. So with this, I will give the positives of the movie first. When you look at the atmosphere, the cinematography, how the directing actually works, I think it works perfectly well. There are some imagery of, you see in the trailer of the guy falling down, and that is shown in the trailer or in the movie a couple of times, and it's very well shot. And it is a little haunting seeing a person fall like that, because you could bring that back to 9/11. People actually committing suicide and just people falling to their deaths. And how they show it here, it's very haunting and surreal, and also could be real because that actually happens in real life. Also, the aftermath, they do show that. Expect grisly images in this movie, as well as some graphic nudity. It's in their R rating. Don't bring your kids to this. A lot of penises. Just like Jackass Forever, but completely different style of penises. So, then, other than that, the acting is good, the cinematography is great, and the directing is good in some scenes, as well as some imagery. Other than that, the story, to me, falters pretty heavily. There's this church altar scene with a face of plants. It reminds me of, like, Midsommar mixed with Hereditary. So it feels like there's a lot of, forces in play of bringing other things from different movies in. There are, like, species. I don't know why that's bringing into this movie as well, of just weird, just transformation body horror. You could say Titan and other stuff, like other body horror type of movies could be influenced. I don't say it would be, but there's just, like, religious references, as well as, like, I'm going to bring Midsommar and just past stuff where you're like, I've seen this before, but I don't remember where. Maybe it's mythologically or just in other sections of the earth where you're like, I've seen this before. But the problem is the connecting of the past, what is happening in that middle scene, what is happening in the church, what imagery is picked off in these different scenarios, and how it meshes together. And to me, that meshing together just doesn't roll into that nice circular ball it wants it to be. One actor plays all the men in this small town. The little boy with the mask, the priest, the guy that is renting the cabin, the police officer, except one, there's the woman police officer. So that's where I get a little confused about if everything the main character is seeing, Harper, is real or just hallucinogenic. The problem is where I get confused with the hallucinogenic is the very end, because there is blood involved. That's all I'm going to say. So if it is not, who did she kill and how many variations of the things did they kill? Because there's a lot of holes that happen that open things up, and you're just like, how many are coming out of this hole and why? There is one where it comes out of an orifice of the mouth, and that's a cool scene where I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucked up and cool, and I like how they did it. But it's just when it's happening, you're like, what's the point? Like, are we transforming into something different? What's the transformation process? Why is it happening? And you're just like, for the story of blame in this movie to the transformation process at the end just doesn't mesh. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're trying to prove. I know there's proof of talking about blame. Who's to blame? Why is this happening? Should you take all the psychological emotion on yourself, or is it something you just need to let it go? And with this, I think it's a let it go style of story, but I still don't understand why it is told in that style of filmmaking. I know it was for shock factor. Shock factor is there, but just the why doesn't connect with me whatsoever. I don't know what we're trying to prove. Yes, I know the whole reasoning, I don't want to spoil it, is doubt who's to blame for the suicide. Was it suicide? Was it because of this divorce? Or was it just because of something completely random? And all of those are in this movie, but I don't know. It didn't connect with me. I took the drive home, about an hour drive home, walked the dog, still thought about it, and to me, it just doesn't connect. So overall, men, it's a weird one. It's a body horror. I don't even want to call it a horror movie. There was nothing scary about this movie. It was just more of, oh, it's something original for sure, but you need to, let's tone it down a little bit because it was laughable in not the good sense. So men will receive a 2 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 40%. So see the critics' use scores gave this one. So you have critics a 76% with 153 of them. Audience score 52% with over 100. Here's critic consensus. If its narrative and thematic reach sometimes exceeds its grasp, magnetic performances from a stellar cast helps men make the most of its horror provocations. This one I'm curious about some of the critics. So we have a C+, we have a 9 out of 10, we have a 6 out of 10, we have a 5 out of 5, a 4 out of 4, a 4.5 out of 5, a 3 out of 4, a 5 out of 10, an A minus, a 3 out of 5. These are going everywhere. A 5 out of 5. This is not a perfect movie. Okay, here's this one. A Karen. Let's see what a Karen says. Women, men, relationships, the patriarchy, feminism. Nature and body horror. Men is tense and creepy. I didn't find it tense at all. But underneath the creepiness also is hell. I don't know. It just didn't connect with me at all. Just how people deal with tragedy. And I think that's what it really is. A tragedy and blame. How do you deal with it? 40, 52, 76. Chase Yock with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Butonatopia. You Butonis. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Did you see Men? I like different. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once was a good type of different. Men, could it grow on me? I don't know. I think I got to rewatch Annihilation now. I do. But man, so many holes. So many holes.